recall the concept once again. So the thing is here, the biasing is provided by R1 and R2, and RE is acting as a feedback resistor. And then by fixing VB, how you are going to fix VB? That is by designing R1 and R2 value. You're going to fix VB value. If VB is fixed, then I can say IC is stable one. IC and VCE, that is output current and the output voltage, you will be getting a stable. You will be getting a whatever the expected output you want to get, same thing you are going to obtain. Okay, so this is the equivalent circuit. This is the equivalent circuit, that is you should know what is VB. So to calculate VB, we have applied here Thevenin's, we are going to calculate the Thevenin's equivalent of this resistor network. So that is nothing but voltage divider rule we are going to apply. Voltage divider rule, voltage across R2 you are going to calculate. So it is VCC into R2 divided by R1 plus R2, and the equivalent resistance will be R1 parallel to R2. And this is a current flowing in collector terminal, current flowing in the emitter terminal, current flowing in the base terminal. So you are going to calculate here what is the amount of IB flowing, what is the amount of IE flowing, and what is the amount of IC flowing. So IE is same as that of, IC is same as that of IE, nearly equals to IE value. Okay, so when I say design, you should calculate what is RC value, what is R1 value, what is R2, what is RE, and what is IB, IC, and IE. This is what the design part. So today we are going to see the problems under this. So let us go through the equations once. Equations. So here it is the equations you can see here. Equations. So first one is IC is equals to beta into IB. Then IB, how you are going to calculate IB? So in order to calculate IC, I need to know what is IB. IB, how to calculate? That is using this formula, VTH minus VB. VTH is nothing but your base voltage, VBB, divided by RB plus beta plus 1 into RE. Okay, so this is a formula you need to remember. Next is IE. So IE, if you remember IB equation, similar to that, VTH minus VB divided by RE plus RTH divided by beta plus 1. Here IB is RTH plus beta plus 1 into RE. There IE is nothing but RE plus RTH divided by beta plus 1. Okay. Next is VC, output current you need to calculate. Now, so this equation is also very much important. VC is equals to VCC minus, that is applying KVL for the output loop. VCC minus ICRC minus VCE minus IERE, or VC is equals to this much. IE, IC, IE are approximately equal. So replacing IE by IC, this is the equation you will be getting. Okay. So, and these two are the constraints that we have discussed in the last class. VBB value should be greater than VBE, and RE value should be RB divided by beta plus 1. Why these two constraints is, why we need to maintain this condition is, that is to establish, that is to indicate that IE is very much insensitive to, or IE or IC, whatever it is insensitive to temperature variations and beta variations. Okay, and so this is the first problem which is given in the standard textbook. So design the classical discrete circuit bias network to establish emitter current of 1 milliampere using a power supply of VCC is equals to plus 12 volt. The transistor is specified to have a nominal beta value as 100. So IE value it is mentioned here 1 milliampere. We need to establish this amount of current. So for that VCC is given plus 12 volt and beta value is given 100. Okay. So we shall follow the rule of thumb. So that is first constraint we know, that is VBB value should be greater than VBE value. For that a trade-off is done. That trade-off is nothing but we need to second one, RE value should be greater than RB divided by beta plus 1. For this, what the conclusion we made is voltage divider current, that is, see here, this voltage divider, whatever the current flowing in this voltage divider network, that should be within the range of your emitter current, that is IE to 0.1 IE. So for the first design, so there are two designs. One is considering potential divider current, it is considering potential divider current as IE, equivalent to IE, or else considering the potential divider current as 0.1 IE. So first design I'll consider it as a potential divider current as 0.1 IE. Okay, 0.1 IE. So second design, let us consider emitter current, voltage divider current as IE, just equals to IE. Here first design 0.1 IE. 0.1 IE means the voltage divider current will be equals to 0.1 IE, which is nothing but 0.1 milliamperes. Okay, so before to that, we shall follow the, that is what the rule of thumb mentioned. Allocate 1/3 of the supply, that is 1 by 3 VCC, 1 by 3 VCC to the voltage drop across R2, and another 1/3 to the voltage drop across RC, leaving 1/3 for the possible negative signal swing at the collector. Thus, VB will be equals to plus 4 volt. So, according to rule of thumb, your base voltage should be 1 by 3 of VCC. This is what the first constraint trade-off we have got. 1 by 3 VCC. 1 by 3 VCC means VCC is 12. 12 by 3 means 4. Okay. Next is you're going to calculate VE. So what is VE? So what is VE? VE is nothing but, so you can see here, VE. So VE is nothing but VC minus VC plus VCE, or else it is VB minus VBE. Okay, VB minus VBE. VE is nothing but voltage across the resistor, emitter resistor, which is nothing but VB minus VBE. So, see here, VB minus VBE. So, what is VB? Plus 4 volt. What is VBE? For silicon transistor, it is 0.7. So, it is nearly equals to 3.3 volt. That is the emitter voltage, VE. Now determine the RE value, because I know what is IE value, what is VE value, so I can easily calculate what is RE. VE by RE, which is nothing but 3.3 divided by 1 milli, which is nothing but 3.3 K. Okay. Next is, from the discussion above, we select a voltage divider current of 0.1 IE. This is what the first design. Okay, 0.1 IE. Second design, we are going to consider the voltage divider current as IE. Okay, means it is 1 milliampere. So neglecting the base current, what we will be getting? Voltage divider current. So we are calculating now what is the resistor values R1 and R2. How to calculate that? How to calculate that? See here, whatever the current flowing here, that we are calculating now. So R1 plus R2 into some current I, voltage divider current I, which is nothing but 0.1 IE, which is nothing but here, this one. Okay, so this is nothing but R1 plus R2, which is equals to 12 divided by 0.1. 12 is VCC, divided by 0.1 milliamperes of current is flowing there. So R1 plus R2 is nothing but 12 divided by 0.1. This is just like a Ohm's law. V is equals to I into R. V is nothing but VCC. I is nothing but voltage divider current 0.1 IE into what are the resistors R1 and R2. R1 plus R2. So you are calculating these two resistors. So R1 plus R2, these two are the unknowns. That is equals to VCC divided by the current 0.1 IE, 0.1 milliamperes. So when you solve this, you'll be getting 120 kilo ohm. That is R1 and R2 together. But I want R1 separately, R2 separately. So for that, you can make use of this formula. That is voltage divider rule. Voltage across the R2 resistor, VCC into R2 divided by R1 plus R2, which is nothing but VB, base voltage. Base voltage is, we have calculated, it is 4 volt. Then you substitute this 12 and VCC as 12 and R1 plus R2 as 120. So by that time you will be getting R2 value. See, this is 120 into 12. So 12, 120, how much it is? 10k. 10k into 4, which is nothing but 40k. Okay, then 40k. If you got this 40k, substitute in this equation. R1 plus 40k, which is equals to 120. 120 minus 40 is nothing but R1 is equals to 80k. Okay, next. So we have calculated now RE value, R1 value, R2 value. Next, you are going to calculate what is the IE value, what is the amount of IE flowing. So for that, again, you need to make use of this formula, VTH minus VB divided by RE plus RTH is nothing but RB, beta plus 1. So RB we have not calculated. So RTH we know what is the formula. R1 parallel to R2. So 80 parallel to 40 divided by beta value is 100 plus 1, 101. So substitute all the values. So you'll be getting the emitter current as, value as how much? 0.93 milliamperes, which is almost equals to 1 milliampere, which is what given in the problem also. So next is this is quite a bit lower than 1 milliampere, that is 0.93 milliamperes we have got, which is quite lower than 1 milli. So the value we are aiming for, it is easy to see from the above equation that a simple way to restore IE is IE to its nominal value would be reduce RE. So now RE value we have got 3.3K. So if you reduce this value, then IE may increase to 1 milliampere. Suppose if I take RE value as 3 kilo ohm, then exactly IE is equals to 1 milliamperes we are going to get. Okay. So it should be noted that if you are willing to draw the higher current, so all these things are not required. So next is next is the second design. Second design is that is considering voltage divider current. Voltage divider current equals to IE, that is 1 milliampere. So if you substitute IE is equals to 1 milliamperes, same procedure you are going to follow. At that time you will be getting R1 is equals to 8 kilo ohm and R2 is equals to 4 kilo ohm, and you will be getting IE value as 0.99, that is 1 milliampere. In this case, what happens is your input resistance will be very much lesser. See here, the R1 is 8K, R2 is 4K, so RB will be very much lesser, low resistance, but we want high resistance. So for that, a voltage divider current should be 0.1 milliampere. If it is 0.1 milliampere, then the resistor values will be, resistor value here, see here, it is 3.3K, whereas here you will be getting, which will be very much lesser than 3.3K. Okay. So this is the second design, we have got IE of this much. For the first design, we have got IE as 0.93 milliamperes. Now, finally, you need to calculate what is the value of RC. So RC is nothing but, see here, RC is nothing but, what is the voltage at these 2 points? This is VC, correct? VC. VCC minus VC divided by current flowing. IC we know, IC is equals to alpha into IE. So how we can calculate alpha? Alpha is not given. How we can calculate alpha? You know the relation between alpha and beta. Alpha is equals to beta divided by 1 plus beta. So that time you will be getting 1, using that relation, you will be getting this value as 0.99 milliamperes, that is IC, which is nearly equals to 1 milliampere, that is IE. Either you can use this formula or directly you can take IC is nearly equals to IE, 0.93 milliamperes. So by that time, if you substitute this RC, you will be getting it as 4 kilo ohm. Okay, so RC you will be getting it as 4 kilo ohm. Next is, this is what the design. So you have calculated R1, which is nothing but 80 kilo ohm, R2 as 40 kilo ohm, VB is equals to 4 volt, VB it is given a silicon transistor 0.7, RC is equals to 4K, and RE is equals to 3.3K. As well as you need to mention the current also. IE is 0.93, IB is how much? I don't remember. IB also you need to mention, and IC also you need to mention. IC is nearly equals to IE. It is given here 1 milli. So let us write that one only. So after calculating all these value, finally you need to draw this figure and you need to mention all the values. I hope it is understood. So what and all, so let us recall once again what and all you need to calculate. So the thing is, first you need to calculate all the resistor values. So first here they have calculated RE value, that is by using VE by IE, but we don't know what is VE value. So let us calculate VE. VE is nothing but from the diagram. See, this is VE. VE. How we can calculate VE? If I know VB and VBE, VB I know. VB you can calculate using the uh, uh, voltage divider rule. That is, voltage across R2 is nothing but VB. R2 into VCC divided by R1 plus R2. So next is VBE. VBE is 0.7. Right. So you can easily calculate that one. So VE is 4 minus VBE. That is VCC minus VB minus VBE. VB is 1 by 3 of VCC. So it is 12 by 3, 4 volt minus 0.7, 3.3. 3.3 divided by IE, it is given here 1 milliamperes. It is equals to 3.3 K. Okay. Next is you are going to consider two designs are possible here. Design 1 is considering voltage divider current as 0.1 IE. Then you calculate what is the value of R1 and R2. So R1 and R2, you will be getting like this. Then you can calculate IE value. From this, you can calculate what is the value of RC. Okay, this is a final thing. RC, you are going to. I hope it is understood. So let us move on to the one more. One more problem. Let us see one more problem. Two more problems. I mean, three problems I'm going to discuss today. So here, okay. So this is again a voltage circuit is given here. Second problem. Circuit is given here. Find the quiescent base current, collector current and VCE for the circuit shown using the silicon transistor with VB is equals to 0.7 and beta is equals to 80. Okay, so you are going to calculate what is IB value, what is IC value, what is VCE value. So all the formulas we know, we are going to calculate what is IB. Okay, so to calculate IB, see, to calculate IB, I should know. See, what is the formula VTH? VTH means VB, I need to calculate. VB calculate RB, calculate RE. Okay, calculation of all these things are required. But RE is given in the problem. R1, R2 value is also given in the problem. But RB you need to calculate. RB is nothing but R1 parallel to R2. RB is nothing but, or RTH is nothing but R1 parallel to R2. And VTH is nothing but VCC into R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So calculate RTH and VTH. Then make use of this formula. So quiescent point means the Q point, it is at whatever the operating point is there. At that point, what is the value of IB? That is IBQ. What is the value of IC? That is ICQ. What is the value of VC? That is VCQ. Okay, so that we are going to calculate here. You know the formula, substitute all the values and then you'll be getting the IB value as 21.42 microampere. This will be very much lesser than that of your IC. See, IC will be getting in terms of milli, IB will be getting in terms of micro. IC and IE almost equal. And once you calculate IB, IC is nothing but beta into IB. Beta is given in the problem. You have calculated IB, so you can easily calculate what is this one. Okay. So next is VCEQ. VCEQ is nothing but VCC minus IC into RC plus RE. That is applying KVL for the output loop. We'll be getting this equation. So you know all these values, substitute that and obtain the answer. You'll be getting it as 8.17 volt. Okay. Next is second question. Second question is determine the values of collector, emitter and base voltages with respect to ground. In the sense, I need to calculate what is VC with respect to ground, what is VB with respect to ground and what is VE with respect to ground. Okay, so that we are going to calculate. See, VC is nothing but VCC minus RC, IC into RC. See, VC is nothing but VC. See, this is VC. We are going to calculate. So, how we can calculate this? This is nothing but voltage across RC. If I know voltage across RC, I can calculate. Or else VCC minus, see, VCC minus ICRC minus VC is equals to 0. That is a one KVL equation. VCC minus ICRC minus VC, or else VCC minus ICRC minus VCE minus IERE. But VCE plus IERE is nothing but VC. Okay, but we need to calculate VC now. So which is nothing but VCC minus ICRC. IC I know, RC I know, VCC I know. You can easily calculate VC. Similarly, VE. VE. So VE, how I can calculate? VE is nothing but IE into RE, because directly I know what is IE value, RE value, substitute that, you will be getting. Next is base voltage, VB. VB is nothing but, actually this should be equals to your this value, VTH. But VB also we can calculate using VB plus VE. See, that is a one more way we can calculate VB. See, this is VB. VB is nothing but VBE plus VE. Okay, it is a one more way, or else it is a voltage across the R2 resistor. So when I say from the transistor point of view, it is, you need to calculate, you need to consider this equation, VB plus VE. Okay, so we have calculated all these values. So this is, till here we have taken beta value. See here, beta value as 80. Similarly, same procedure you are going to repeat for beta is equals to 150. Okay, wherever beta is there, substitute 150, rest all it is same. So you will be getting here, see, IBQ value here you have got it as 21.42 micro, but here you have got as 12.2 micro, and ICQ value 1.83, VCQ as 7.62. So the table is created over here, that is comparing the two beta values. For these two values, what are the various parameters we have got? So for beta is equals to 80, see IBQ 21.42 micro and beta is equals to 150, 12.2 micro. There is a large variation in the base current, but you see the output current and the output voltage, 1.71, 1.83. 8.17, 7.62, a very few changes in IC and VCE value. So what we can conclude is, even though there is a large variation in beta, it doesn't affect your IC and VC. Output, it doesn't going to affect much. So we can say voltage divider bias, which is going to provide a greater stability, greater stability for the network, which is going to provide the greater stability. So this is what I can say from this particular table. So you can expect such kind of questions in the exam. That is two different beta values. For these two different beta values, you need to calculate what is IB, what is IC, what is VCEQ, or else the previous problem whichever I had discussed. I hope it is understood. And the last problem we are going to see is this one. For the circuit shown in the figure below, calculate the collector current, emitter and base voltage with respect to ground and value of resistor R1. See here, this is a different kind of problem. R1 I don't know. You need to calculate what is IC, what is VE, what is VB, and then calculate R1. Here see, VC is given directly. VC is given directly 12 volt, 12 volt. So collector current you are going to calculate. Collector current IC. Okay. So IC you can easily calculate here. How I can calculate? See, the potential between these two ends I know. These two ends I know. That is VCC minus VC divided by IC is equals to 4. Is equals to 4.7K. So using that, V is equals to I into R. We can easily calculate the collector current. See, same thing it is. Voltage across RC. Voltage across RC is VCC minus VC divided by RC. 18 minus 12 divided by 4.7K, which is nothing but 1.28 milliampere. You can notice here whatever IC, IE value we are getting, it is nearly equals to 1 milliamperes. Okay, so now then calculate VE. What is VE? See, VE is nothing but VB. V I can calculate easily. That is IE into RE. IE is approximately equal to IC. That is 1.28 milliampere. That into resistance RE. Right? So it is 1.54 volt. Then yes, VB. VB is nothing but VB plus VE. I know both VB as well as VE. Substitute that, you will be obtaining this voltage, 2.24. Now calculate what is the resistor value R1. For that, you need to know what is the current flowing here. And so I1 you need to calculate. Or else they have mentioned voltage across R1 is VR1. VR1. So VR1 is nothing but VCC minus VB. What is that? VCC minus VB. See, VCC, voltage across R1 can be calculated as potential difference between the two ends of that resistor. VCC minus VB divided by I1 is nothing but R1. So I don't know I1. So calculate I1. So consider this junction now. I1 is equals to I2 plus IB. Okay. IB plus I2. I2 plus IB. See here, I1 is equals to I2 plus IB. So compared to I2, your base current is very much small. So we can approximate I1 and I1 is equals to I2. So voltage across R2 is nothing but R2 is VB. So I2 can be calculated as VB divided by R2. So VB we know we have calculated previously. So 2.24 divided by 5.6K, 0.4 milliampere, which is nothing but I1. So R1 is VR1 divided by I1. VR1 is nothing but we have calculated 15.76, that divided by 0.4, which is nothing but 39.4 kilo ohm. So this is what your design part, that is calculation of various unknowns, we have discussed. 3 problems we have discussed. So I think it is clear. Students, you can respond. Please respond. Is it understood? You have any problem here? You have any doubts here? Is it understood? You can chat also. Is it understood, students? No response. Okay, fine. Okay. So related to next is we are going to discuss about, see, one second. Three problems we have discussed. Three problems we have discussed. So the next concept is, see, very easy next concept. Two types of biasing I told. That is classical discrete circuit bias and the collector to base feedback resistor. So this biasing is using collector to base feedback resistor. See here, that is from the base to collector, there is a feedback resistor RB. So we are biasing through this feedback resistor RB. There is no RE is included. There is no R1 and R2. RE is not included. RE we are using for the feedback purpose in classical discrete circuit biasing, but here feedback is provided through this RB. So in the design, just you are going to calculate what is RB value, what is RC value, and what is IC, IE, and IB values. Okay, so let us see this. Figure A, which shows which shows a simple but effective alternative biasing arrangement, which is suitable for common emitter amplifiers. So this circuit employs a resistor RB connected between the collector and the base. So resistor RB provides a negative feedback, which helps to stabilize the bias point of BJT. In the sense, why the feedback is used means, suppose your output, it is not of the value that you are going to get, okay, you're going to get, then using, that is by varying the value of RB, you're going to obtain the proper outputs. That is why the feedback is provided here, RB. Okay, so analysis of the circuit is shown in the previous figure, from which we can write VCC is equals to, see, that is for the VCC is equals to IERC this one, VCC is equals to IE into RC or IC into RC minus IBRB minus VB. Okay, so it is VCC is equals to IERE plus IBRB plus VBE. So IE into RC, we don't know what is IB, so IB can be written as IE divided by beta plus 1 into RB plus VB, and thus the emitter bias current IE is VCC minus VB. See, we don't have bias voltage VB now. Instead of VB or VTH, we have VCC now. So VCC minus VBE divided by RC plus RB divided by beta plus 1. Okay, so here you are going to calculate what is RC, what is RB, what is IE, what is IC, and what is IB. So very easy, nothing much here. You're going to draw these two circuits, and why RB is provided, you need to mention that is feedback is given through this RB to get the stable output. And then the equation you need to write down, VCC is equals to ICRC or IERC plus IBRB plus VB or else VC. This point VC is nothing but VBE IB RB. Only these two expressions, and then you write the expression for IE. IE is equals to VCC minus VB divided by RC plus RB divided by beta plus 1. Okay. So next we are going to see the problems under this. Problem under this one. Yeah, you see here, calculate the Q point values IC, VCE for this circuit. So IC is nothing but nearly equals to IE. So IE we know the formula, and VC we can easily calculate. VCE we can easily calculate. So RB value is given, RC value is given, beta is given 100. For this we need to calculate what is ICQ and VCE. So IB we know formula IB or IE, VCC minus VB divided by RB plus 1 plus beta into RC. Or else you can make use of IE formula also, that is VCC minus VBE divided by RC plus RB divided by 1 plus beta. This formula or that formula. IB, this formula. IE is that formula. Okay. So next is you are going to calculate what is VCE. VCE is nothing but VCC minus IB plus IC into RC. IC is beta into IB, you know. IB if you calculated, IC you can easily calculate. Next is VC. Substitute all these values, you will be getting this answer. Okay. Next is design a collector to base bias circuit for the specified conditions. The conditions are given here. you're going to design the collector to base bias circuit. This is a one more name given for this, collector to base bias circuit. In a sense, biasing is provided through this feedback resistor. That is why the name collector to base bias circuit. Okay, so here you are going to calculate what are the unknowns here. IB is unknown, RB is unknown, okay, RC is unknown. So IB can be calculated as IC by beta. What is IC? IC is given 5 milli divided by 100, 50 micro you'll be getting. Next is calculating RC. How we are going to calculate RC? VCC minus VCE divided by IB plus IC. See, IB you have calculated, IC it is given, but you need to calculate what is VCE. How to calculate that? Again, you know the formula, VCC minus IB plus IC into RC. Okay, substitute there, get the value of VCE. You will be getting it as 5 volt. 5 volt is given directly. You can substitute that. Divided by this much. You will be getting 1.98 kilo ohm as RC. Next is you are going to calculate what is RB value. RB is you can calculate it as VCE, that is here this point VCE minus VBE. VCE minus VBE divided by IB. See here, this will be minus plus. So it is VCE. This loop we have considered. This loop. So it is VCE minus IBRB minus VBE. This is the one. This is the one loop they have considered. So by that they are going to rearrange that equation to obtain RB. RB is equals to VCE minus VB divided by IB, which is equals to 5 minus 0.7 divided by 3 micro, 86 kilo. So this is what the one more problem. Again, one more problem which is given. You can go through this. If you have any doubts, you can approach me. Okay. So for today, it is sufficient. So we have discussed BJT biasing concept. So next class onwards, we'll be discussing about small signal models of BJT. I hope it is understood this session. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. And the assignments will be shared in the Google Classroom. So 23rd is the last date. So you can submit the assignments before to that. That is assignment regarding these two topics, classical discrete circuit bias and collector to base bias. Okay. Thank you very much.